Welcome to the training room. The first thing I'm going to teach you is one way to build a strong and consistent tracking capability. It's important to know that this is not the only way to do this, but it's a great place to do so in an environment without pressure. What is tracking? Tracking is the foundation of all mouse movements. How well the mouse does what you want it to do. It's the fluidity of your hand and how accurate you are. So it's important to build a really good foundation and a really good skill set with it in terms of tracking. Now, there are 5 training modes. The one that we will be working with in this instance is intensive fast aiming. The size should be at about an 8R, shots to kill is 1, respawn time is 0.6 or 0.5, up to 50 targets. Come on the second floor, walk all the way up to the wall. The set of commands that I've just typed in are to eliminate recoil recovery so I can focus strictly on aim. Notice how there is no recoil and all the bullets seem to be centered around my crosshair. That way I can shoot as fast as I want and I don't have to wait for recoil recovery, and I know that I'm practicing my aim correctly. Now, the best thing to do is to walk a little bit up to the wall here. Allow many of the red dots to spawn on the wall before you start shooting. Form a pattern in your head. That's what I like to do. Have a little bit of fun with it. And then I will start to aim. It's important to start very slowly and as accurately as possible. Once you get the hang of it, you're free to ramp up the speed. Now, what you want to do is you want to move your mouse. You want to shoot all the red dots as comfortably and as accurately as possible. You want to build a good connection with what your mind wants to do and what your hand is doing. So you're building your hand-to-eye coordination here. And just like that. And later, I will show you how this plays out in Counter-Strike against real moving targets and in real target practice, and how to apply it when it comes to killing your enemy. Now that we have gone over tracking, we're going to go over flicking. Flicking is a branch of tracking, but it is far faster in nature. It is used in scenarios where crosshair needs to be shifted quickly, as such. This is often used in pressured environments where the crosshair needs to be shifted and you have very little time and death is imminent. Now, we are going to go over again intensive fast aiming. The size will remain the same, shots to kill is still 1. This time we're going to bump it down to 0.5 on the respawn time. Target limit stays 50. Come back to the same place you were in previously. Crouch if you like. Remember to use the no recoil command found below in the description. Now, for this training, it's important to do very rapid movements. Don't drag slowly. It should be almost instant shifts in your crosshair. Try to be as accurate as possible. Try to go on points that are a little bit further away from each other to practice a little and vary the distance between them, so you can practice short range flicks, high range flicks, change up the angles, try to go diagonal, up, down, left, right, shift all the degrees, make sure all the mouse movements are comfortable, make sure all the mouse movements are being trained effectively. Again, you want to go as fast as possible, almost where your crosshair is shifting instantly in the blink of an eye to the next target. Now, due to the speed of this type of movement, it is generally less accurate in nature and far less reliable. Now, another way to practice your flicking in this map is angles and sliding. You can do size 8, shots to kill remains 1, ignore the right side, you don't need it. Now, in this mode, there is a yellow dot in the middle. Once you shoot the yellow dot, a red dot spawns. Once you shoot the red dot, you can shoot the yellow one to spawn another one. Ultimately, what you want to do is aim at the middle, flick to one point and flick back to the yellow as fast as possible and back to the red dots. Do so as quickly as possible. Remember to have very instant shifts, very linear shifts. Be as accurate and as quick as possible. Try not to take your time. Have the movement be as fast as possible. The amount of time that you spend here is up to you. The longer you spend, the better and more comfortable you will become at this type of movement and these types of angles. Now, due to the speed of this type of movement, it tends to be a little more inaccurate and far less reliable as a killing mechanism, which is why crosshair placement is so important. Crosshair placement can make a really good player's aim inconsistent if used incorrectly, and an unskilled player's aim really good if used correctly. Bad crosshair habits require awareness and focus to rewire. It could take you days or weeks to rewire bad habits built over time. Here are your 5-second fixes to make you a much better and more consistent aimer. 1. Always aim at headshot level. Now this might seem obvious, but I find that a lot of people still don't follow this rule and might cost themselves many easy kills. 2. Always aim on entrances to your screen. Never aim at walls, don't aim at the ground. You're not a Ghostbuster, your enemies are not ghosts. They are not going to come out of walls. Always aim around corners. Fix number 3. Always turn with corners. Do not pre-aim certain angles, because if you aim at the wrong angle, you're going to die. Or you're going to force yourself to do a flick which may not be as accurate. Again, always turn with corners. Do not pre-aim. This will eliminate many deaths, and it is a very easy fix to a common error people do when turning corners or peeking enemies. Fix number 4. Hold tighter if an enemy is walking. If you think the enemy is going to be walk peeking you, you want your crosshair to be closer to the wall, so that if the enemy does walk in, your crosshair is closer to the headshot and you're able to kill him before he can react to you. Now on the counterpart, here's fix number 5. Hold wider if an enemy is running. If you hear an enemy running towards you, you want your crosshair to be a little bit wider to counter the nasty wide peeks that are really hard to counter in CSGO. This will increase your chance of killing your enemy, and it will allow you to move your crosshair less if an enemy should wide peek. Now, here's a tip to help you in your recovery of bad crosshair placementitis. I call this the 10-second rule. Every 10 seconds, ask yourself, where's my crosshair? Now, this might be annoying and distracting at first, but it will help you immensely in becoming aware of your bad crosshair habits. This will help you rewire it quickly, and soon your crosshair placement will be naturally in its correct spot, and you will no longer need this rule. That's all I have for you for crosshair placement this time. Now we're moving on to spray control. Welcome to the Matrix. Choose your weapon. Just joking. Welcome to Recoil Mastery. In here, you will be able to work on your spraying, which is the 4th aspect of aim. Now, the most important weapons to practice your aim with are the main rifles, either the A4 or the A1, depending on which one you use, as well as the AK. These are the most essential sprays that you should know. Tapping is one way of shooting. It is accurate, so if people are holding headshot angles, if people are only a part of their bodies peeking out and you want to hit accurate bullets, tapping is an effective method. Spraying is more of a, I see a person, he's in the open, and I want to kill him as quickly and as effectively as possible. Spraying is something that no player can get around. I see a lot of terrible habits from low ranked players where they just try to shoot like this, and like the recoil recovery is everywhere and they're not really hitting their targets properly. These are very poor habits. In Counter-Strike, you're either bursting, tapping, or spraying. Now, in here I'll be showing you how to spray, or specifically this map will be showing you how to spray, and I'll be demonstrating. So the pattern of the AK is above. So the first you spray down, then you go a bit to the left, and you go a bit to the right, and then hold for like half a second, and then come back to the left. Pretty much it looks a little bit like this. I'll remove this target. It looks a little bit like this. Down to the right, hold, and then left again. Now, I myself have sprayed over 1,000 AK. I've sprayed over 5,000 AK clips at this point in my life, and on this map specifically. Spray control is very important. It's an essential part of the game. It is an essential aspect of your killing potential. If you do not know how to effectively spray, you are hindering your performance in Counter-Strike. It is not up to you. If you're a 1.6 player or you're a Counter-Strike Source player and you've built bursting habits, in CSGO, spraying is a part of the meta. It is unavoidable. It is essential to every successful player, and it's something that no player can avoid. Every player must know how to spray. Now, if you want to, you can break down your spray in bits. So you spray the first 10 bullets, or 9 to 10 bullets, and again, that's almost straight, and then down a bit to the right. Straight and down a bit to the right. Now, once you have the hang of this one, you can start practicing the second aspect of that, which is down to the right and slightly left. So you're gonna go slight down to the right, slightly left. So you want to keep practicing that until you have it. Down to the right and then left. Okay? So down to the right and then left again. Now you can go for the third part of this. Down to the right, a little bit to the left, back to the right, and hold there. So down right, left, and then right. There we go. Now the last aspect of this is down to the right, left, right, and then back, left. So I'll show you guys in a more fluid way. That was bad. You want to just keep practicing as much as possible. There is an element of RNG in this. Not all your bullets will always hit accurately, but it's essential to hit a majority of your bullets as accurately as possible. Always aim for the center of the circle. Try to get them all in the center of the circle as much as possible. And that is how you practice your spray control. Now, once you have the basics of this down, you want to test it on a dummy. You want to see how accurate your sprays are actually in fact getting. This was a 93% spray, so I hit 28 of the 30 bullets in my clip on this target in front of me. That means at this range, I'm able to hit 28 of 30 bullets. Now, once you have developed a pretty good accuracy at this range, it's important to start pushing the range back as much as possible. You should be able to accurately spray between 70 to 80% of your bullets at this range. That was a 77%. So ultimate, that was an 87%. So essentially, you want to keep practicing your AK spray until you have it down. If you're unable to do all 30 bullets, break it down like I showed you, and you can do the same for the M4A4, and you can do the same for the M4A1S. Learn the pattern above, down to the right, all the way to the left, and then come back slightly back to the center. Now, I'm not going to break this down for you. I've showed you how to do it with the AK. You should be doing it with the A4 or the A1, depending on which one you use. Break it down like I did with the AK and practice it as much as possible. It is very important to be able to spray. It's an essential aspect of the game. It is necessary to improve your killing potential. And that's it for this week's episode, Mouse Mastery and the 4 aspects of aim. It's important to know that this is not the only way to train your aim, but this is the way that I teach it, and this is the way that I've seen results for myself, and I've seen results for people that I help. It's a great way to just strictly learn hard mouse movements to make it fast, effective, efficient, and to work on that muscle memory and to be consistent. Thank you for tuning in for this week's episode, Mouse Mastery and the 4 aspects of aim. If you've liked the content, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, we really want your feedback. We want to make this content as best as possible. Leave all comments below. We will get to all of them, I promise. Just want to improve, and we want to release the best content out there. Thank you for tuning in. Much love, and again, welcome to the Academy.